Dear Israel, dear Palestinian people, dear world, I want to have a small word about the problematic situation that you're facing. Israel, Palestine's war. Let me start by saying I think I kinda understand both sides. But let me make a detour and first say something personal. I'm Belgian. Probably nobody knows, but Belgium holds the world record of not being able to form a government. Why? Well, in Belgium there is 3 different people fundamentally living together. There is a small minority of Germans. But we have 2 big parts, which is the Walloons, they're speaking French, and we have the Flemings, they're speaking Dutch. And the Flemings, compared to the Walloons, are quite real different people. It's not only a language difference. And so there typically every now and then occur symbolic problems, like a mayor of a Flemish town not being able to speak Dutch, or like a judge deciding that a certain circle of vote should be split differently. And these things lead to serious problems in Belgium. Why? Well, when we broke the world record of not being able to form a government, I was doing a project in the French part of the country while I'm a Fleming, so I live on the other side. So I could listen to the news about the same negotiations on the 2 sides. And what you see is that the media already are very wrong. They seem to report the same thing differently. In Flanders, we heard things like they laugh away the leader of the political party that had clearly won the elections on the Flemish side. Weirdly, that party doesn't even... You can't even vote on them in the Walloon, in the French part. But I also know some Walloons who think that guy, the leader of that Flemish party, he's like Adolf Hitler. My grandfather-in-law, who happened to be a Walloon too, he said, be careful, that guy, Bart de Wever is his name, he's gonna attack the Netherlands and he's gonna attack France, because in the Netherlands there is a province called Zeeuws-Vlaanderen, so it's Flemish, and the French also have a part of territory which originally was Flemish. Of course that's nonsense, but I thought to myself, I heard also during the negotiations they were laughing him away. I felt some anger inside myself about them laughing him away. I hadn't even voted for him. And I thought to myself, hey, this is a bit dangerous. Imagine a Walloon go to kill Bart de Wever. And imagine then a Fleming go to kill one of the leaders of the French parties, Madame No. There was one of those parties of which the leader said no to all the proposals. What I want to say is, I felt that anger inside me. And I'm supposed to be a smart person and a quite relaxed person. So what I realized is how easy it is to make people get angry against other groups of people. And I think this is a fundamental problem, because look at Israel. The Israeli people, they always vote very right. Yeah, because they are worried about their safety and they feel like the Palestinians are enemies. And the opposite, of course, also happens. Now, there is, of course, a very fundamental problem. The country of Israel was made in Palestine territory. Originally, it was Palestine territory, right? And the Palestinians are now treated well, worse. They were in important quantities of them, numbers of them, have been kicked out there. And it's to me not even clear whether there is an officially recognized Palestine state. Now, Israel won a few wars. And so I think it's not realistic to think that Israel will disappear again, although, dear Israeli people, be careful. You may still win 10 more wars, But if one day you lose one, you're going to be wiped off the earth. So I would try not to make it come that far. I understand, of course, it's very hard also for the Palestinian people to live with the fact that there is Israel, and worse, that Israel is not treating the Palestinian people very well. And there is the occupied territories. So Israel, after winning a few wars, it always grew. It's a very difficult situation. Now, what to do? I think, looking for a future, we should accept that an Israeli state will be there and should remain there. Maybe it should shrink. Maybe the occupied territories should be given back. And I'm convinced we also need a Palestinian powerful, strong country. Now, looking at the safety issues from Israeli perspective, I think Israeli police, maybe army, should have the right to enter into Palestinian territory, not to occupy, but to go and do checks, to protect themselves against terrorism, destroy rocket installations, unarm people, such things. And maybe judgment. Imagine that the Palestinian or that the Israeli army takes some people away because they're holding weapons. Maybe those people should be judged not by Israel, but by a neutral country. Judges belonging to a neutral country, ensuring objectivity or trying to reach objectivity. On the other hand, I think we should do everything, and I think we Western people are in part in fault, right? We, with our arrogance, look at how Belgium treated Congo, for instance, in the past, same period, we had colonies. Palestinian territory was an English colony. They allowed this to happen. So I think maybe we should all help in establishing a well-run, economically prosperous Palestinian country. Maybe we could also do an experiment. If you look at other movies of me, you'd see I'm a fan of things like a basic income. Why don't we introduce a basic income to the Palestinian people? We should make sure we have infrastructure there. We should really come to help the Palestinian people to become wealthy. If they have their belly full, if they have good education, good hospitals, good social welfare care, in everything they need, good economy, probably the anger will be reduced. We should also try to explain, and it's clear it's never going to work if Israel continues to look with an arrogant view at the neighboring countries. I think if Israel really wants peace, they should be humble. And I know it's going to be difficult because I told you, elections, my personal anger, looking at how the balloons were laughing away Bart de Wever. So, and that's nothing compared to what's happening there. I'm very well aware, right? So, I know it's difficult, but it's a message we should in some way bring. That's why I bothered to make this small movie. And I think it's the only way forward. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, maybe share it. Put your thumbs up. I don't know. Or maybe come with a gun if you don't like it. Bye.